Well, you are in this world of academics. You are a teacher. Are you a good teacher? How about the students? Some are like you,
Yes, master.
the way you are with Sahasbag,
Yes.
right? So, and do you like such guys who are not doing well in the school? That I mean,
Sometimes.
you're putting all the best, and still they don't do well. You feel hurt. You feel. I think
Yeah.
perhaps worse is felt by our masters when he prepares the ground for us and we embark on a spiritual journey. The biggest problem is getting used to this feeling that I can get away with it. The opportunity that we have been given. It's okay in a class if you fail. Fifth grade or fifth year of college, if you fail, it's okay. It's not the worst. But in life, if we fail, we have to repeat the whole life again, see? And once you get used to this failing in classes, you become rigid about, and then you keep parents keep crying. My son is still in the ninth grade. He doesn't do anything. He's wasting his time. He, when is he going to pass out of the school? Same thing happens. Uh, to us, to our Lord. When is this fellow going to return back home? When is he ever going to get moksha, liberation, so that we can be together again? But we go on repeating life after life, life after life, life after life. So we have to understand the seriousness of spiritual adventure. We have to put our heart into it. See? One of our senior preceptors during Babuji's lifetime, Dr. K.C. Vardachari, he used to give this example that, if you dig a well for water, 1 foot here, and then you get fed up, and then after 10 days you dig another 5 feet somewhere else, and then 10 feet somewhere else, you'll never get water. Though you are making an effort, sporadic and unregulated, without plans. Likewise, when we meditate now, and then after some time we meditate, and then after some time we meditate. The other day, I worked in my backyard in the garden. I was removing the soil, and I must have dug almost a foot deep and about 2 feet wide. It took me more than an hour. And then afterward, what happened? After 5 days, when I go to plant a sapling, someone had already filled that 1 foot deep, 2 feet wide pit that I had made. But he was watering the place, and while watering, the rest of the mud that was on the side filled it up again. See? So I had to dig it again. So either we go on repeating the same thing again and again. So this is what we call wasted efforts. And the problem comes when we get used to this, we become complacent about our journey. But I had to become very restless about my own path. Only then something can happen. See? And once again, as we started this session with the idea of cultivating some level of enthusiasm, see, I must have so much of joy doing something. Then it becomes effortless. Moment you bring it this idea of that, oh no, I have to meditate again, it becomes a drag. Now I like to share with you a real story from Napoleon's life. when he was returning back to France after winning, many provinces, there were many loots, many treasures his army was carrying. Some were being carried on the donkeys, some on horses, and some on men. One of the army personnel, soldier on foot, he was carrying something on his back, some treasure, gold treasure, but it was heavy. And soldier was thinking, what is this? I'm carrying all this load, I'm dying, I'm hungry, I can barely walk in this cold. When Napoleon saw this, he asked, what are you carrying? He said, sir, I don't know what I'm carrying. He said, look inside. So he looks, he was so this tremendous value, gold, all gold and precious jewels. Napoleon says, this is all yours, take it. Just few moments before, he was cursing himself for carrying it. So much of gold and I have to carry this. But all of a sudden, his mood changed. So much of joy radiated from every part of his body. He was unstoppable. He was running back home. I mean, speed you can't imagine. See, a simple change of attitude can fire us up. And simple change of attitude in a negative way can also withdraw and somehow stop our spiritual progress. Not only spiritual progress, in studies also, we have seen enthusiastic children versus those children who find it's burdensome, this aspect of education. There's a vast difference. So cultivating certain level of attitude helps us a lot. Say. Even if you pretend, artificially you smile and say, oh, let me do this with joy. Your enthusiasm itself will spread like a contagious disease. Your wife will be also affected by this positive sign. Children with whom you interact will also be affected by positive sign. Even many questions that we ask, your teachers are not cooperating, but because of your enthusiasm, they will also join your hands. They say, wow, there must be something with this meditation. He's always cheerful, he's always smiling. Right? So, I think what I learned today from all this, that we all need to develop certain level of attitude of, passionate enthusiasm, joy in doing our things. Yesterday we were talking of Mahabharata, right? Someone had asked a question about images of God. So I was sharing this idea that people could not understand Lord Krishna, for example, during his lifetime. They were witnessing the real form. We don't even know today how he really looked. So we have all imaginations. Suppose you meditate on Lord Krishna's image today. Which image will you find in your heart? Will you see Nitish Bharadwaj as Lord Krishna? Or someone would say, oh, Radha is always with him. So they will bring Radha also into the whole equation. Then you will also may start looking for your own Radha. Lord Krishna had it, why can't I have it? But when we look at seriously, even people like Arjun and his brothers, who were not yogis, but they followed Lord Krishna's advice all the time. Whatever he said, they did. Complete acceptance to his advices. And that's what gives them liberation. They surrendered to him. Whatever Krishna tells, we'll do that. Now, Krishna is not going to come to individual like us and say, do this, do this. It is enough what he said to Arjun. Let's do that. The advice that he gave to Ayodhya in the battlefield, and the biggest advice is this: perform your duties as if this duty, performance of a duty, is homage to the Lord. When we remember the Lord and perform our duties, this is the biggest penance and sacrifice. So when the work becomes worship, it is yoga. It is dynamic yoga. Every time I teach a child, I'm interacting with other teachers. I'm back home interacting with my family. And the undercurrents within me are always in touch with the Lord. It can never become burdensome to me. In fact, a person who does the work with smile will never get tired. But person who dreads his work will always remain tired even before starting the work. So you see, the attitude is the main thing.